Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another very important video. I had to play this song right before, guys, because today it's a very important topic I want to talk about. And when I talk about important topics, I like to have good tonality, good energy, good vibe, so that you watching through the screen right now can understand exactly the kind of emotion I have when it comes to talking about this kind of stuff. Guys, this is all we talk about. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you. My name is Jerry Stecco. I'm an coach/consultant in the info space. I've made millions for my clients in the past 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. The list goes on. If you're not new here and you're coming back to the video, to another video, thank you for coming back. Welcome. For today's video, it's going to be really important that you guys have a pen and paper nearby and you guys are actually understanding what we're about to go through. This is really important. How can you survive in the info space, specifically in 2026? This is really crucial for you to understand. There's three main ways for you to do so. Before I even dive deep in the three main ways, I first want to explain to you where it's heading. Now, this might sound scary for some. This might sound threatening. This might sound alarming. Good. If you feel some kind of way, if you feel like acting after this video, good. If you feel like I'm calling you out or you feel triggered by something, good. This is all that this video is intended to do. I want to give you as much clarity as possible in the next 10 to 15 minutes, very raw format. None of this is scripted. It's all coming as raw as possible. And this is me being in the info space for close to half a decade almost, knowing what I know and giving you guys across the screen all the information, knowledge that I know from this. So let's start. First, I want to talk about where I feel like the info space is heading in 2026. Now, there's so many different ways that used to work back in 2023, 24, 25 in terms of selling to your audience. We saw the landing pages with the VSLs were very big. We saw the Calendly to book a call was very big. We saw the CTAs were very big, everything. All of that, I don't want to say down the drain, but it's getting much harder for you to make the money you want to be making from those ways of doing so. Same as the automated webinar, which used to work 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. Now the automated webinar is doing horrible. The ways of selling is always changing, but that's just how the info industry is. You see, there's pros and cons to everything. The pro is that in the info space is where you'll make the fastest amount of money in a short amount of time. Like you'll go from 0 to 100K in under 6 months, under 5 months. This is take home profit. Very rarely in any business model can you do that. In trading, e-com, SMMA, whatever it might be, very rarely can you actually do this kind of money under a short amount of time span. It's very rare. So that's your pro. Very high profit margins, but your con is constant transitioning, which is why you have to be so perspicacious about the market, where it's going, how it's transitioning towards. So I think right now we're heading towards a very strong period in info, meaning that the top dogs are always going to be the ones winning. What I mean by this is that unless you genuinely start to prioritize your brand, image, and your company in general in the long-term future, you're not going to see a very big success in the info space specifically. You won't. I think every single industry, every single niche, let's take trading for example. I think in the near future, 2026, 27, 28, I think we're gonna have industry and niche leaders in every single bubble. If we take trading, we're gonna have a list of 5 to 15 to 20 industry leaders that everyone will go to because the bottom business making 20, 30K a month can't compete because of their brand recognition and everything and longevity in the space. That's how I think it's gonna go in the future. Because I think it's gonna get so saturated to the point, all the businesses that are starting out, they're all just gonna look, and this is what everyone does by the way, which if you're doing this now, at least I'm calling you out on this now, what all the starting businesses do in info, or like starting coaches in general, is they'll go and see at what's already working in the info space in their specific market and niche, and they'll just copy it. They'll do the exact same thing that the top guys in their space are doing. And they think, oh, I'm doing something right. I'm getting more people coming in. It's the opposite, brother. Brother. It's the opposite. You're not doing something right. You're pushing your audience towards their page more than you know. And I fell in this trap earlier in my content days. It's very easy to fall in this trap, guys. Because subconsciously, the human brain wants to do what's already working and not go in the unknown. The human brain wants to feel safe. So it's very hard for you to go against human nature and do something that many people aren't doing because you want to be able to know if you're going to do this, that it's going to work. So it's very hard to do this. It's very hard to combat that, which is why in the future, end of this year, next year, let's say day trading, e-com, SMMA, they're all going to have their market pioneers and the top dogs, and the rest are going to be bottom feeders pushing the audience to them because they're copying the same things that they're doing. That's how it's going to be, in my opinion. Why is it like that? Like I said, because they want to have an easy shortcut. I can't tell you how many coaches I've met before that are making 30, 40, 50, even 100K a month, which isn't that big at all in the coaching space. And they're just copying what's already working, not realizing you're pushing your audience towards another person's page, towards their content, because you're leading them towards their funnel. If I'm known for making videos of, let's say, Notion boards in my consulting niche, in my consulting space, and for the next year, all I do are Notion boards, and then I have guys coming along early in the space and they start doing Notion boards as well. But if you've seen 50 content assets with me doing Notion boards, and then you see 3 other random guys do the same, who are you gonna associate the brand to? Always me. So now that you know how the future and the long-term image is gonna be in the info space, what you have to ask yourself is, how can you position yourself as an industry leader as much as possible? Because you still have time. From the moment this video is being recorded, you still have a good year to combat this kind of curve before it's too late. In my opinion, there are 3 main ways to do so. And the first one, which arguably is one of the most important, is personality. I say personality because you have to ask yourself, many people forget the concept of what a personal brand actually means. A personal brand is what signifies your personality, is what showcases who you are, your unique traits, what you've been through, what you're going through at the moment, making it relatable to your audience. Guys, I can't tell you how many people, I guarantee if I go in your accounts right now and I won't know what you've been through, I will not be able to relate. Maybe if I go in one specific video out of all the 50 reels you've posted, but how do you expect someone to relate with you when you have to go through that extensive research to actually build some kind of connection? How do you expect to be unique in your own niche, in your own industry, without having a personality, without showcasing your unique traits, what you stand for, what you've been through, what your story is, what your struggles were, what your problems are, what your desired outcomes want to be, what your goals are? These are all things that your audience want to know. These are all things that your audience can connect with. But without doing any of this, it's not a personal brand. You can't call it a personal brand, brother. I hate to break it to you, bro. That's why your Whopper fan base's dashboard is not increasing month by month, despite your views going up. Because you have to ask yourself right now, actually pause this video right now. Ask yourself, why would someone pay me and not anyone else in my niche? And write down 5 bullet point lists as to why they would pay you. Pause it right now and go and do it. And you'll realize that either it's very easy because you've been doing it already through your content, or it's very tough. If it's very tough, we have some work to do. I'm gonna link a video in the description for you to look at. It shows me building an info business from 0 to 100K in, I think it was 30 minutes or 28 minutes or whatever it might be. Look at that video. It goes in depth on how I am building my friend and my partner, Jerry, his coaching business, my mentee. And I'm going in depth into using personality, using pattern behaviors that your audience has, relating with them, building that connection that many people forget to. So guys, personality is number 1. If I go on your account, on your page, and I see exactly what your story is, right? Like imagine like you're teaching people how to rewire their identities, and you have a unique story that you've gone through that makes it so relatable and explains why he got in this industry in the first place. And I look at that story and I'm like, wow, he's been through what I've been through. He's going through what I've gone through. Wow, he now understands me. What happens right there, guys? Connection, relatability, that chain of connection will differentiate you to any other person out there. And the second thing that I'll talk about as well is gonna be your unique differentiator. Meaning, you have to have your unique mechanism and explain why it's so proficient, why it's so important compared to everyone else in the industry, right? Like say, for example, for me right now, if you go on my page, you're gonna start seeing I'm talking more about psychology, more about the neuroscience behind certain things, right? And after this video, I have another video that I'll be filming, which is gonna be posted in a week from now. It's gonna go through messaging and positioning and how I'm able to leverage psychology and the neuroscience behind the audience's brain to be able to captivate their attention and get them to pull the trigger and commit to a transaction and buy. That's my psychological unique angle. So you have to figure out what's your unique differentiator. If you're in the SMMA niche, understand what's your differentiating tactic, angle, whatever it might be. Come up with something catchy. That's the whole goal of marketing. So when you can tie into your personality, and your unique relatability all together, you're gonna start amassing a large audience. And there's a very big difference, guys, between an audience and a following. An audience can be someone that just spectates you. A following is someone that will migrate to whatever you say. If you say a belief, they'll believe it. If you go towards something, they'll believe it. If you do a specific act, they'll do it as well. That's a following. And a following is also created by two more things. The second thing is going to be credibility. Now, this is so important for longevity in the future because people are now migrating to brands that have ultimate credibility. And without it, you will fail. If you do not have results, tangible, real life results on your page, it will be so tough and hard for you to stand out amongst your competitors and overall build a connection, credibility with your audience. Many people will not want to listen to you. Many people will not want to follow you. Many people will not want to work with you if there's no credibility being there. So this is why you have to prioritize client results as much as humanly possible. I cannot stress this enough. Testimonials, client results, testimonials, case studies in short form and long form content. I have to see this on all various different channels. Story sequences on Reels, on carousels, and on YouTube. This is paramount for your brand. Without client results, without wins, doesn't matter what you say, there's no validity backed behind it. So wins are everything. I would not amass the amount of success that I have right now if it was not for all my wins that I have. If it was not for a prospect jumping on a call with me and making him go through all my testimonials, all my story wins, all my highlights, all my case studies. There's a no-brainer that I've never gotten an objection saying, oh, I'm not sure I could trust you in this space. Do you have any results besides yourself? I've never had that once happen. And if you have that, or if some people are skeptical about that, you're making it harder for yourself. So it's extremely important for you to do so. And another reason why credibility is so important is that you now have conviction in your brand. You can position yourself as an expert. If you have 50 testimonials, 25, 20 testimonials on your YouTube, on your Instagram, whatever you say out of your mouth, your audience will trust you. Your audience will listen to you. Why? Because you're a market leader at that point. You have an authority. People will listen to what you say because subconsciously, when they see other people winning, they think this guy must know what he's talking about. Therefore, let me listen to what he has to say. And they will never doubt what you have to say as long as it's valid information. That is something that's very rare to curate. How many times have you gone on Reels in the Explorer page and you'd see a hook with a decent body and you just drop off because you're like, what is this guy even talking about? I have no idea if this guy's even serious about what he's saying. Is this guy even valid with his information? Is it fake news? Is it this? Is it that? How to combat that is by having so many wins and such strong credibility on your page that the conviction rises. So when people look at your content, your YouTube, whatever, they go, yeah, that's the guy. He's the man in this space. If you want some help with this specific niche, with e-com, with trading, with sales coaching, with whatever, he's the guy to go to. Setter coaching, he's the guy to go to. Why? Bro, look at his content, look at his wins. It's impossible to replicate. It's impossible to fake. If you don't have people talking to you or talking about you in that way, you have work to do. So I want you guys to understand how important credibility is in this space. But last but not least, one of the most core components, and it's something that I posted today on my story about, is delivery and fulfillment. Without a strong delivery and fulfillment, you will never survive your competitors. They will always outcompete you, always. Because if I fulfill in a very good way, and if I have very good delivery, not only is it streamlined, so I'm not working myself into the ground, but it's very strategically placed in a way where all my team and all the core components of my team are all helping my mentees together. You know what happens? My brand rep is at an all-time high. Because then my word of mouth will spread like it has in the past. And you could get so many new clients at zero cost of acquisition just based off of referrals, word of mouth. And your brand rep increases like crazy. And nowadays, in case you haven't noticed 50 minutes in the video, brand rep is everything. Without brand rep, you will never gain the success you want. Maybe you can make 30K or 40K in a month. For you to make $250,000, $500,000 in a month plus, you need brand rep at all times. You need people to hear your name and automatically associate and say, yeah, that's the guy who's getting so many referrals, so many results. His fulfillment is so dialed in. Everything in your fulfillment has to be done in a way that maximizes your results, that maximizes your client results and your client satisfaction. This is why it loops back in, because if your clients are satisfied and your brand rep is increased, if your clients are satisfied, you're gonna have more client results. More client results, more credibility, more conviction in your content, more brand rep, more longevity in this space. And you're gonna be able to relate to your customers more, to your audience more. Because then if you have a mentee, his name is Max, and he went from 0 to 20K, and his past situation is your audience's current situation, that's another way of doing indirect relatability, where it's not direct relatability with you and your audience, but with one of your mentees and your audience. I always do that on my brand, which is why it converts so much. And I always have my clients do that. There's direct and indirect relatability. Direct relatability is when I'm relating to you as my audience with what you're currently going through, with your current pains and your current goals being my current situation. Indirect relatability is when I'm talking about my mentee, Gabe or Daniel or Adam or whoever, or Jerry, whoever it might be, and their past situation is your current situation. And I'm describing that my current mechanism, using psychological conversion and neuroscience backed behind it, they were able to get to that 20, 30, 50K per month as a coach. And I'm describing the current situation, which is your desired outcome. And that is indirect relatability. So that does three things. That showcases how good my delivery is, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to get there. That showcases how strong and how credible my brand is, otherwise they wouldn't be able to get there. And the most important thing is the personal aspect, the relatable factor between them and you. Direct and indirect relatability will change your brand. So guys, now you know exactly how to get ahead of the info game. All that's left is you picking up the pen, picking up the MacBook, picking up the laptop, dropping the phone and working. Work day in, day out. Work. No matter what anyone says, guys, just work until the end. Trust me when I tell you, you will outcompete everyone around you, right? The two biggest ROI things you can do, guys, never forget this, is posting content and fulfilling. That's it. As we speak right now, my appointment setters booking and calls, my editing team are pumping out reels. As we speak, my reels are being reviewed before I give the final green light to post them. If your team is not streamlined the way it is that I just said, you have work to do. Check out the video linked in the description. At the end of that video, you have a chance to book a call with me. I can audit your entire system if you'd like, completely free, don't worry. And I'll be able to give you some game on how to take your brand to the next step if you're serious. Guys, it's been a pleasure. As always, stay blessed. God bless all of you guys. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.